Hello? Rostov-on-Don, the 1602nd Military Clinical Hospital. Morning exercise. The propagandists aren't even trying to hide anymore that they're sending people into local assaults without any preparation.
Let me remind you, when I joined my unit, there was no training at all. You get sent to the front and without any training, you go straight into the trenches. At most, you get 2 weeks at most. The situation is catastrophic, my dear friends. The situation is catastrophic. The conclusion is very simple, guys. We are facing disasters and losses that will make 1941 pale in comparison by a wide margin.
The chairman of the supervisory board of the Moscow Exchange let it slip that any kind of development in Russia over the next 5 to 8 years is out of the question. You can forget about it, the budget will be military. And instead of developing and rebuilding the country, Putin will be preparing for new wars.
But we did not become a safe haven completely insulated from external influences. Plus, we have our own problems, obvious ones like the budget. The budget is military, as Dmitry Anatolyevich called it yesterday, and it will remain that way for another 5 to 8 years, because what do they do after a war ends? They prepare for the next one.
In Putin's Russia, there are only 2 periods: war and preparation for war.
This is a normal phenomenon, replenishing reserves, acquiring new weapons, restoring infrastructure that has been damaged one way or another.
In 5 to 8 years, the donkeys will have grown up, the Chinese cars will have rusted through and fallen apart, and then they'll be handed over to the boys for the special military operation. The propagandists will have worked over the viewers' minds, and then the whole cycle will start again.
So to say, let's just endure for another year, then there will be peace, and the budget will return to what it was in 2021, that's an illusion. How is it supposed to return to 2021 levels? It won't.
I'll go even further. It's an illusion to think there will be any kind of budget at all. Occupied Crimea. The officers' house of the Russian army.
The house number? You come in here, look, it's a dump. This is the entrance hall of that Russian army officer, a dump. Look at the courtyard. That's how he lives, and he wants me to live exactly the same way.
He wants to preserve authenticity. Russian culture.
In front of the house it's the same, just a dump. He really likes the draft board. It's just wonderful here. This is all in front of the house. He brings all this junk here on a trailer like that.
A skiff trailer. That sounds more familiar.
He spreads it out carefully. There, he spreads it out. This is a huge area. I'd say it's about 20 meters, if not more. All of this is littered. This is how we live here in Krum. Look, he parks the car. The car, right? It's the same thing here. The parking is illegal. Long live the Russian officers of the Russian army. If the cops and officers have moved in, then everyone is just screwed. It's arrogance, brazenness, and confidence in their actions and deeds.
Good people will find them and thank them. I'm sure of it. Let's get acquainted. This is Roman Anatolyevich. Roman Anatolyevich. He went to Ukraine to make some easy money. And here's how much he earned.
Hello. I am a private under contract with the Ministry of Defense of the Russian Federation, Nikiforov Roman Anatolyevich. While in the area of the special military operation, I was seriously wounded. My life changed dramatically. Hospitals, hospital beds. For my injury, I received all the due payments. I deposited them into bank accounts. In mid-April of this year, I returned home from the hospital after another surgery. My wife decided to move out, but she didn't plan to leave empty-handed. Taking full advantage of my completely incapacitated state, she immediately seized the opportune moment, then took my personal phone, subsequently closed all the accounts, and ultimately stole all of the money. When she abruptly departed, taking with her the valuable gold jewelry from the top of the dresser and the substantial amount of money that had been carefully set aside for a future rainy day or unexpected emergency, I immediately went to the local police station to report the incident. She was brought to the station. A confrontation was held, during which she promised to return all the jewelry and money. But that's where everything stopped.
They didn't abandon their own, but they didn't return what was theirs. Donetsk is occupied. An abandoned box and a block of slag. They offered to buy it for 75 million rubles. At the current exchange rate, that's almost $900,000.
Right now in Milekino, you can buy a boarding house for just 75 million rubles. And what's special about it? You'll have a gentle river flowing through your yard. On the second floor, we have a total of 16 rooms. On this side, we have rooms for 2 people each, and on this side, rooms for 3 people. Each room has a bathroom, and a TV is nicely mounted on the wall.
What is peace? Freedom is slavery. And there's a TV hanging on the wall.
Here, as you enter, there are closets for storing your things. Here is the room itself, plastic windows, air conditioning, and these incredible sunsets.
The sunset of an unrecognized banana republic. Simply incredible.
Here there's a huge inflatable pool, gazebos, swings, relaxation areas, and spots for photo shoots. Invest your money here and enjoy it for the rest of your life. Pure pleasure.
I wonder, where could you invest $900,000 to get pleasure? Maybe buy a turnkey 2-story house like this in America. Maybe a house in Canada. Right in Calgary, a place like this, fully equipped with a plot of land. Or maybe a house like this in Florida. With a green yard and a garage already? No, that's not it. Those prices are fine. For $900,000, it makes more sense to buy a box in the Banana Republic. In the steppe,